guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Aniyah, and I am back with another video. Today we are going to be answering some of your most frequently asked questions about the NHA exam. A lot of you guys are in my comments asking some of the same questions, so I wanted to make sure I went ahead and knocked the video out for you guys and answered all of your most frequently asked questions, okay? So make sure that before you comment down below on this video that you watch this video all the way through, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel.
I promise you that you'll never meet another person as mentally tough as you. And he hasn't, and he never
That I have on the list today is, when am I eligible to schedule the NHA exam? So I cannot answer this question for anybody except the U.S. Career Institute, because that is the course that I took. I don't know about anybody else or any other course, or if you need a certification or a certificate to come through to schedule it, or what the case is. But for the U.S. Career Institute, I did not have to wait for my certificate to come in. You literally just have to pass the course. And then after you pass the course, you are eligible to take the exam. Now, there has been some discrepancy in the past about U.S. Career Institute agreeing to pay for your first attempt at the exam, and they do that, but only if you pay your balance in full. If you do not pay your balance in full, you will not be able to use that $130 or $150 for the exam, because technically you have not paid for it yet, if that makes sense. Other than that, if you don't care about using your own money to schedule the exam, you're good to go to schedule the exam right after you take the course. The next question is, where do I go to schedule the exam? So you go to nhanow.com. NHA Now is definitely a Chrome friendly site. I would get on it with Google Chrome. You can get on it with Safari, but sometimes it tries to act a little wonky. So definitely recommend getting on there with Chrome. You make your account, and then you can get on there. You can schedule the exam. You can purchase study materials. You can do everything basically through nhanow.com. And after you pass the exam, you'll also be able to renew your certification on NHA Now as well. Is the exam going to be in person or virtual? The exam can be either. So if you would like an in-person exam and there is a testing center near you, you're absolutely welcome to go take it in person. If you want to take it virtually, you can absolutely take it virtually. They have both options because of COVID-19. I don't know how long they're going to be doing that, if they're going to be stopping it soon and making everybody come in, or what the case may be. But as of right now, what I know is you can still take it virtually. Okay, so the next question is, are the exams proctored? Yes, the exams are proctored. There will be a person watching you for the entire time. So that person can also talk to you, and they'll tell you if your head is down too low, or if you need to move your hand or stop touching your mouth. My proctor told me that I need to stop covering my mouth during my exam. So you are proctored, you will be watched, and you will have to scan the room before you begin your exam. The next question is, can I reschedule the exam? Yes, you can reschedule the exam, but you have to be careful about rescheduling it, because it has to be at least 48 hours before your exam date. That's what gets a lot of people. A lot of people think that they can reschedule it the day before. You can't do that. It has to be at minimum, I'm pretty sure, sometimes they go back and forth between 48 hours and 24 hours, but it will tell you in your confirmation email if it's 24 or 48. Most of the time mine was 48 hours, so that's what I'm going to go with. 48 hours before the exam, you can reschedule it. After that, you have to take it. Or not show up, but I wouldn't do that, because then you would have to pay for it again. The next question is, how many questions are on the exam? There are 180 questions total on the exam. 30 of those questions are pretest questions, or I guess you could say survey questions. So these questions are questions that NHA has picked out They want to put it in future exams, but they want to see how people are going to do on them first, see if they're fair questions. So they put them in there. They don't count towards your score, but they just throw them in there to see how you're going to answer them. You won't know what 30 questions are survey questions and which ones aren't survey questions. They're all just scattered throughout the exam. So don't think it's like, the word pretest kind of makes it seem like the first 30 and then after that it'll be your real questions. No, they're all throughout the exam. So don't think that the first 30 don't count, because that's not true. The best advice that I could give, and something that I think helped me pass, was I thought of every question as if it was going to be a real question. So every question I answered to the best of my ability. I didn't even think about the pretest questions. I was trying to get just every single question right. So because in my head every point was going to count. You could fail this exam by one question. In that case, that would make me really mad. But definitely treat every question as if it is going to be counted. All right, the next question is, are all the questions multiple choice? Yes, all the questions are multiple choice. There are no short answer. There are no true false. There are no fill in the blanks. Nothing like that. All the questions are multiple choice. How much time do they give you? They give you 3 hours to complete the entire exam. A lot of people on YouTube have said it didn't take them the whole 3 hours. It take them like an hour and a half to complete it. Me personally, it took me 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete the exam, just because I like to take my time with things and I have to really think things through, or else I'll second guess myself. But they give you 3 hours. I encourage you to take the whole 3 hours. Even though I finished in 2 hours and 30 minutes, I still utilized the whole 3 hours. I let the time run out because I went back through every single question and changed some answers. I went back through and kind of was just trying to see if sometimes in the exam some of the later questions will give you hints as to what the earlier questions were. So that's why I went back on a lot of questions and changed some things, because the later questions told me that some of my earlier questions were wrong, or some of my earlier answers were wrong. So definitely utilize the entire 3 hours, even if you don't need it. Now, if you finish in like an hour or something, I'm not saying find something to do for 2 hours, but I think at least going over the questions at least one time is definitely beneficial. Okay, NHA, clinical assistant or administrative assistant. A lot of you guys, and this is more of a U.S. Career Institute question. It's not really an NHA question, but they're kind of mixed together, so I'm going to address it. The U.S. Career Institute, their medical assistant program prepares you for both the administrative side and the clinical side of medical assisting. There are 2 exams that you can take. You can take the administrative one or the CCMA, which is the clinical one. The clinical one will prepare you for both clinical and admin work. You can do both with the CCMA certification. With the administrative certification, you will be certified in administrative work. So it doesn't necessarily certify you for clinical work. So if you're only interested in the admin side, then maybe you want to take that certification exam instead of the CCMA exam. But if you're interested in both admin and clinical work, CCMA is going to be the one that you want to take. You can take both of them if you want to, or you can pick one and just take that one. I just took CCMA because it had both of them just in one. And I was very much so interested in the clinical side. But if you wanted to do admin, then you could do that. The U.S. Career Institute prepares you for both, so you're good to go either way. Where do I get my study materials? So if you're buying the NHA's study materials, those are going to be available on nhanow.com. I'm going to put a link down in the description box below of a video that I made a while ago. The video I also walked through how to purchase study materials. So I'm going to link that down below if you need it. I'm not going to go too far in depth with that because I have already made a video about it. But if you want those study materials, those are available on their website. How hard is it to pass the exam? So a few people have asked me this question. The best way that I can describe it is just how NHA described it. The exam is not easy by any means. It is not easy. It definitely will require some critical thinking. A lot of people don't go through that exam just thinking that it was a breeze. Like, it is a hard exam, but it is very doable. So it's kind of weird because it's like the perfect mixture between like, oh, they're like really testing your knowledge. This is not a cakewalk, but also like, I feel like I can't do this. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna pass. It's definitely like that happy medium between the two. It's weird because I've never had an exam like that. I've always had either I'm gonna fail or this is easy. But this exam is literally right in the middle. So the next question, you guys, is how soon will I get the score back? My score came back the next day. So I took my exam on a Sunday at 11 a.m. I got the score back the next day at noon. So it took just a day for me to get my scores back, but they say give them about 48 hours to give you the score back. That's kind of like the max time if you take it virtually. If you take the exam in person, I'm not sure how long it'll take. It'll probably take at least a week or two to get your score back, just because that is in person. But I took it virtually, so my scores came back the next day. All right, you guys, next question. If I don't pass, how soon can I retake the exam? So if you do not pass on the first time, that is fine. But you will have to wait about 30 days before you can retake the exam. And if you were to take it and then not pass again, you'll have to wait another 30 days. And you do get only 3 attempts to take the exam. So after the third attempt, you will be forced to retake your medical assisting class, which is not what we want to do because those are expensive. But with NHA, they only give you 3 times to pass. After that, you have to retake the class. All right, you guys, those are all the questions that I have in my notes. As always, if you have any more questions, you can always comment down in the comment section below. You can also DM me on Instagram. Quite a few of you have been doing that, and that is totally fine. You can DM me on Instagram. I think my page is public, so that's okay. If you want to reach out to me personally and not really have your business blasted, I understand that. So you can reach out to me that way. My Instagram is __Aniyah, ANIYAHH. And make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you are new here. Welcome. I will be posting videos every week, every Friday at 7 p.m. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.